It's meme time, it's meme time. Gather all your friends, it's meme time, it's meme time, it's meme time. The only cure for sadness.
So our story continues after Ultra Vegito had just murdered the god of destruction of Universe 8, Liquor, and then had the audacity to taunt his angel too to try and stop him. Korn, looking angry at Vegito, then responds, "What did you say, Vegito? Do you have any idea who you're talking to? May I remind you that I am no god of destruction, nor mortal. You may have gained enough power to take down Beerus and Liquor, but do not tempt fate in trying to take on their masters. We angels are blessed with the power of Zeno and the Grand Priest themselves. True Ultra Instinct, not the inferior copy you possess. Hand over my brother's staff at once, Vegito. Do not defile the names of the angels any more than you already have with your demonic deeds." But Vegito is still unfazed by any of the divine angel's comments, instead opting to maniacally laugh. Demonic deeds? Why do I like the sound of that? Listen, angel, I have no doubt you're far stronger than that pathetic fox I just beheaded. But don't try and bluff your way into getting what you want. Like I said, want Whis' staff? Then take it, and show me this true Ultra Instinct of yours while you're at it. But despite Vegito's invite, something seems to stop Korn, as a sweat drop falls from his forehead and he thinks introspectively, "What disobedience." There isn't a hint of fear in his words. As expected, his years of confinement have caused this foolish mortal to lose his mind. He even believes himself beyond the power of us angels now. Seems he's only after the gods though, and I'm afraid at his current level he may actually be successful in his goal. Before I seek a new god of destruction to replace Liquor, I must inform Father. What? He didn't. Suddenly though, the face of the angel Korn inexplicably changes. No longer is he calm and collected as he feels a sharp pain in the center of his body. And shockingly, we soon see the reason why, as Ultra Vegito, still in his powered up form without warning, extends his energy blade to pierce through the body of the angel. The longest it's ever extended, and never in a million years did we anticipate it would be used in such a way. Why you? Korn, as shocked as we are, can only keep his eyes wide open and focused on Vegito, as blood gushes from his mouth, and for the first time in Dragon Ball history, we see an angel bleed. He continues muttering, What do you think you're doing, Vegito? You won't get away with this! But Ultra Vegito is still smiling, surrounded in dark electricity, only grinning in response, saying, Won't get away with this? That's the point. I want those silly gods to dare and step foot to me again. I'm done with this game of hide and seek. You ever wonder why no one has showed up yet since I disposed of Liquor, unlike the way they did with Beerus? Because they know now what they're dealing with, and now, unfortunately, you do too. It's a shame. I knew from the second you approached me that you were kidding yourself. True Ultra Instinct. What a joke! If you really possessed that, there's no way that energy beam would have pierced you so easily. You're nothing but a liar. And I hate liars! How dare you think you could strike fear into the heart of someone who fears nothing anymore? Why fear death when the gods took everything I could ever want to live for? My friends, my family, my home. And even Whis died because of yours and that fox's actions. You let the things he and his band of gods did happen, and that makes you just as guilty as them. You're not worthy to be called Whis' brother. The only angel to have enough heart to correct what was wrong and free me from my shackles. What? Whis freed you? Impossible. An angel can never get involved in the affairs of mortals, especially involved in the punishments laid out by Father himself. You're lying! You must have tricked him. Killed him while his back was turned. But Vegito, unflinching in his explanation, continues. I don't know how well you think you know your own brother, but Whis isn't the type to be hit from behind. If anyone here is supposed to have true Ultra Instinct, it would have been him. There's nothing impossible about it. He did a final act that was fitting of his name as an angel, sacrificing himself so I could live on and stop you gods from living anymore. And before he went, he made sure to tell me everything about you angels. Like exactly what happens to an angel when a god of destruction is destroyed. No! Whis! You didn't! But still with a sinister smile and look on Vegito's face, knowing that Korn knows exactly what he's going to say next, Vegito carries on. Yes, angel. When a god of destruction dies, that angel that attends becomes inactive until a new god is found, and all your mighty powers cease. You didn't think I would attack you so brazenly without knowing that first, did you? And now, it's time you too become dust. What? Vegito! You can't! You cannot destroy an angel! You will bring ruin to yourself! Father will not allow this! Stop! Funnily enough, after Korn yells this, Vegito's energy blade instantly retracts from the angel, leaving a brutal looking wound in the process. Could our Vegito finally be seeing sense and fearing the reply of the Grand Priest and Zeno? Huh? He removed it. Finally. Seems not all is lost with this mortal, but his crimes will still need to be paid. Vegito, meanwhile, while retracting his blade, remains coldly silent for a moment, not giving an inch of what his intentions or logic are, until a dastardly smile that reminds me of Frieza then forms on his face, and he tells Korn, So you're saying if I kill you and the angels, I'll get those two midgets to finally come out and stop me? Perfect. I grow tired already of how weak you lower gods are. It's about time I got the challenge I deserved. So thanks for the heads up. I'll be sure to make this quick and painless. Just like that, shockingly, Vegito begins swaying his blade at super speed in all directions, cutting through the air like nothing was in the way of his blade, all the while smiling as he does it and commenting, Now, that's what I like to call cutting to the chase. Vegito! As honestly, in one of the most shocking scenes, we then see the Angel Korn now brutally sliced up straight through in all directions, his face and body looking like a jigsaw puzzle, and each and every part of him slowly separating midair like ice cubes in water. Sorry, maybe this wasn't painless, but it'll be quick at least. Goodbye, Angel. As Vegeta, with that demonic smile, places two fingers on his head and begins to instant transmission away, suddenly appearing before the pieces of corn that have now separated, covering one arm behind him in a scene that can only call back to his own son, Trunks. Ultra Ultra Vegito holds nothing back, a smile never leaving his face as he fires a massive beam of energy, once again infused with destruction power, erasing every last cell of Korn from existence, including the Angel Staff. Now not only do only 10 gods remain, but only 10 angels too. As the charred ashes of Korn fall to the ground in front of Ultra Vegito, he can only comment, "To think I used to exist in a universe where these weaklings ran rampant, whose rules I had to abide to. Never again." And with that, he lands effortlessly on the ground, still while the ashes of his latest victim fall on top of him, before... "Take me to the next god, now!" And just like that, Ultra Vegito commands the staff and vanishes to the next god of destruction, awaiting their inevitable death. So our story continues with Vegito arriving on a strange planet after brutally assassinating both the god Liquor and his angel Korn. The planet he arrives on is noticeably desolate, surrounded by a multitude of large pyramids and palm trees that line the area. Nothing like the planet of Liquor or Beerus. For a moment, Vegito looks tense, trying to work out a plan, as right now he can see nothing but pyramids, trees and lands. He takes a deep breath, closes his eyes and begins to locate any sign of life to find the god. "I've never been to a planet like this before. Is this really where this universe's god is? Where the hell are they hiding this time? It doesn't matter. Wherever they go, wherever they hide, I'll find them. Let's just hope this time it's at least a slight challenge." Instantly, Ultra Vegito's face becomes full of shock. His eyes wide and his mouth open, he sees something that somehow brings fear even to the God Killer. "What the?" And unbelievably, in the sky before Vegito is a rain of what looks like an infinite amount of moving dots that get larger and larger. And as we zoom in, incredibly and horrifically, each one is revealed to be an arrow imbued with Hakai energy. As fast as Vegito is, there ultimately is no escape though, as he just stands still as each and every one of the arrows rain down, piercing him and the ground below in a matter of seconds, piercing his very skin and bone, tearing apart his flesh. At first, Vegito makes hardly any sound as the adrenaline and shock numbs him until... Vegito cries out. He's bleeding all over, his blood covering the black arrows in small crimson rivers, the pain being simply unbearable as the ends of the arrows become lodged in his body, each one seeping destructive energy into him, ready to erase the God Killer for good. Vegito can only comment now, "No, not like this! Where did they come from?" Vegito eventually collapses to his knees, his hands out to catch his fall, fighting the pain, doing whatever he can to not give in. Vegito's breathing heavy, sweat beading from his brow, his teeth clenched in pain. He starts to speak. No, it can't end like this. It won't end like this. It just can't. I promised them. I promised everyone I'd avenge what the gods did. One god's death is not enough. Soon though, as Vegito contemplates his final moments, Helise and her angel reveal themselves. They stand there peering at Vegito, assessing with glee the damage they've inflicted on him. Her angel Sour comments, "Impressive, Lady Helise. I didn't think it would work from the stories I've heard of that God Killer. But seems your little booby trap actually worked. He's pinned down like a common rat." To which Helise responds, "Haha, Oh, Sour, why would you ever doubt the most powerful female god in history? Beauty, brains, and brawn, all in one package. Aren't you a lucky angel to be attending to me? Slowly and enjoyingly, Helise and Sour then approach Vegito, who is still sitting on the floor, consumed in pain. Helise at this point is smiling as she says, "So this is the famed god killer, the one who betrayed his own god of destruction. It's nice to finally have some one-on-one time with you. I haven't been on a date with a man in a while. My, you haven't changed much at all in the last 10 years, have you? I'm not sure what I expected, but I didn't expect this. Still the same worthless idiot who doesn't know what he's doing. I must say though, what a pity. You would have made a fine toy boy for me." Slowly, she walks over to Ultra Vegito, clasps her hand over an arrow buried deep into his shoulder before she holds it there for a second. While Vegito stares at her hand, wondering what she's going to do. With a grin on her face, she yanks out the arrow out of Vegito's shoulders, saying, "Here, looks like you could use some help." Instantly, Vegito screams a scream that could strip paint from the walls. Blood gushes from the wound as a chunk of his meat seemingly comes off as he pulls. No doubt that brutal pulling really pained him, but that pain is soon replaced with sheer, utter confusion. As sadistically, Helise then sticks out a large tongue and unbelievably licks the blood off the tip of the arrow, seemingly taking a great pleasure in the pain and discomfort the god killer is in. With her tongue still out and with a crazy look in her eyes, Helise says, How I've missed this. The taste of pain and fear in your blood is just too delicious. I could taste this all day and never get bored. So tell me, little toy boy, how does it feel to be seconds away from erasure? Do you feel the same fear Liquor and Beerus felt yet? Vegito, meanwhile, can only look with a sense of disbelief. Never having seen a god behave in such a way, he can only let out, "You are disgusting!" Helise, though, can only look down and laugh, responding, "I disgust you. The mortal who dares kill the gods that look over them is the one who is disgusted?" What a funny joke from such a worthless insect. You do well to remember your opinions mean nothing to a deity. You are nothing. Ha! Well, at least you soon will be. Just the slightest scratch from any one of my Hakai arrows will erase any mortal from existence. I'm sure you can imagine, you haven't got long left. Vegito, perhaps realizing his fate, then bows his head in a sign of what seems like defeat. His face sad, and he thinks and lets out, "An arrow of Hakai energy, like the one you fired at my best friend, an innocent. You erased him for nothing, with these same arrows you possessed, didn't you?" Helise, hearing this for a moment, looks confused and responds, "Huh? Your best friend? Did I hear that right? Who the devil was that? Do you have any idea how many miscreants I've had to put down with these arrows in my time? I can hardly remember the great rulers of entire planets I've taken down, let alone a damn earthling from your universe." If these were your last words, what a waste they were. But as Helise finishes saying this coldly, Vegito now begins to unbelievably start raising to his feet, now with his energy creating a strange sense of heat and crackles of lightning near him. What? Helise Angel Sour, watching on, begins to panic. He knows full well Vegito is no ordinary mortal, but this shouldn't be possible in any case, as he remarks, Vegito. Just what kind of power does he have? He should have been erased minutes ago, but he's somehow standing. I don't know if this will end well. And suddenly, in a burst of rage, Vegito inexplicably powers up ferociously, screaming as he does so. How dare you not remember the name of those you killed? You monster! I'll make sure you remember each and every one of them! Instantly erasing the arrows within him as his power spews from his body. Huh? What's happening to him? This can't be! Elise, of course, is left completely sideswiped by Vegito's sudden burst of energy. She steps back in fear and to cover herself from Vegito's power and then continues, This energy, that is that of a destroyer! Do my arrows have no effect on him? How? Universe 7 is said to not have a god of destruction candidate. Beerus, what were you thinking? But before Elise could ponder any more on where this power of Vegito comes from, in an instant, in a display of unbeatable speed, Ultra Vegito rushes in right in front of Elise, ready to punch her into the next dimension, yelling, Time to die, goddess! Elise is frozen in fear, as seemingly time stops for her, and she thinks in her head, Oh, is this it? This power, this speed, what can I do to stop this? I hope the children will be okay without me. But looking on with a deadly serious face is the angel Sour. With conviction on his face, he remains quiet until... The angel corn suddenly and incredibly surrounds himself in an ultra instinct aura, readying himself for something as he thinks, Angel laws or not, I will not stand by and watch Lady Elise die to this scum. For the good of the multiverse, I will stop this demon from wreaking havoc right now, and answer to my father later. Not today, Vegito! As shockingly, the Angel Sour then enters the fray of battle, instantly using the speed of Ultra Instinct to get right between Vegito and Elise, with Elise being shocked herself. Huh? Sour, what are you... What? But in a shock turn of events, Sour is left gobsmacked as Vegito instantly switches forms to a complete Ultra Instinct form. His body now surrounded in the same exact aura as the angel saying, Haha, Ultra Instinct, huh? Fool! Don't tell me you thought you were the only one who could do that! Yeah! And Sour, in a fruitless effort, then swings his angel staff across to hit Vegito. But Ultra Vegito, now in his complete Ultra Instinct form, just instantly dodges, as expected, with a smile saying, Haha! Too slow, Angel! Time to join your brother, Corn! And immediately Vegito then engages his deadly energy blade once again, now called the Godslayer Blade. And in one fell swoop that is so fast, not even our human eyes can see it. For a moment, there is pure silence, as neither Sour nor Elise knows what has just happened. Only Vegito, with his beaming smile, knows. As it is revealed incredibly, killing two birds with one stone, Vegito slices in half not only Sour, but extended his blade to cut through the very god he was trying to protect also. Now seemingly near brain dead, both Sour and Elise are split down the middle as their two halves begin to break off from one another like chopsticks. With the two bodies now lifeless in front of him, Ultra Vegito stands over them menacingly, his Godslayer blade in one hand and in the other a concentrated ball of destruction energy. And without a word more, he then yells, Hakai! Instantly turning the God and Angel duo to nothingness, erased forever from the face of their own planet and universe. Vegito, then still in his Ultra Instinct form, coldly turns his back and lets out finally. His name was Krillin. We then see Vegito standing among the dust clouds of his attack, silent, potentially thinking of his next move, or staring into the soul of someone who is watching him. Vegito thinks, the gods, only 9 remain now, and so too do 9 angels. They must know by now I am on the hunt. It's your move, gods! Come to me now, or I will find you! So our story continues with Ultra Vegito summoning Whis' staff back to his right arm, commanding it like it was his own and he was truly of angelic caliber. A slightly disappointed and disgruntled face soon comes to him though, as he looks to the sky and thinks, as fun as this all is, I've gotta say, all this god slaying has really got me hungry, and I've expended so much energy already. But to be fair, the hunger isn't surprising when I haven't eaten in over 10 years. That room Zeno put me in sure had some strange magic to keep me alive. Now slightly jogging at a controlled pace and his hand grabbing a growling stomach, Ultra Vegito looks around for any sign of food or civilization. There's got to be something around here. Even some water would do right now. But man, I'd love to have Bulma's chefs with me right now. Eventually though, Vegito notices a large but desolate pyramid in the distance and thinks with a smirk, so that's where that god used to live. How strange. It's nothing like where Beerus was. What even is that? Some kind of hut? If she's anything like Beerus though, she must love her food, and that means that place has got to be stuffed with snacks. Cake, chicken, ramen. Soon Vegito's face comedically shifts, literally salivating as he begins to think about just how much of a feast he believes he will now have at the expense of the deceased Elise. Without a moment to lose, Vegito then launches himself at the structure with speed, before instantly finding himself at the foot of the front door, ready to enter. Of course it's locked! These gods really can't help but waste my time! And as Vegito says this, he cocks back a closed fist and instantly blowing apart the large door in front of him, leaving the smoke and cinders of its destruction to sway past his body as he readies himself to enter. What was even the point of that pathetic door? Well, let's just hope what's inside is of better quality. Huh? What was that? Who dares attack the home of Lady Elise? Surprisingly, we then see a shot of 4 women, all dressed in the same Egyptian-style clothing as Elise, tan skin, and each of different size and shape. As Vegito confidently walks towards the girls in silence, the larger one seems almost frozen in fear and confusion, muttering, Who goes there? Is that a man? While Vegito, who has now all but closed the gap frustratingly, comments, So that damn god had slaves? Disgusting. And annoying too. I thought these gods all enjoyed living in solitude. Beerus must have been an exception. Suddenly, the smallest of the 4 girls yells out, It is a man! Ladies! He must not be allowed any further! Dispose of him before Lady Helise catches wind! While Vegito, who now reverts back to base, knowing this is nothing more than a waste of time, remarks, "How pointless! Can anyone in this multiverse realize when they're severely outmatched? Ha! Get in, girls!" As instantly, with some impressive speed, 3 of the older girls rush in simultaneously, ready to annihilate Vegito and remove him from their quarters. But as expected, Vegito does not take kindly and stares at them with coldness, thinking, "Fools! You're lucky I'm in a good mood today, kids." And just like that, with a seemingly merciful smile, Vegito suddenly sways his hand, launching 3 beams of energy at once. As each of the 3 women are instantly neutralized by the beam, interestingly grabbing their necks like a hand rather than blasting their heads off. As it's soon revealed, in a throwback to one of Vegeta's moves, the energy beams form circular collars that pin the 3 girls to the wall, leaving them helpless and unable to free themselves no matter how hard they pull and struggle. Vegito, now pleased with himself that he stopped this nuisance in the way of his food, just stares before letting out, "Now you 3 pretty ladies sit tight for me, okay? I'm a guest, so let me make myself comfortable." As Vegito then makes his way to the pantry of food he smells in front of him. To the right of him though, the last remaining girl stands frozen still. "So are you going to pointlessly attack me too? I'm all for charity, but I'm not sure I'll take it easy on the next person to try their luck with me." No, sir. I don't want to do that. Please help yourself. Just don't hurt me." As the young girl hilariously completely surrenders with her hands up, paralyzed in fear by the mere presence of Vegito now. Vegito then walks straight into the pantry area, jumping up onto a table. For someone who was so hungry, he doesn't seem to be reaching for any food in particular, before eventually letting out, "So, this is how the goddess Elise ate. Not bad. A lot of this stuff is similar to what's on Earth. Or at least, used to be." With his anger slightly heightened now, after being reminded of what happened to his home, Vegito glares into the soul of the young girl and then commands, "So, you don't want me to kill you and your little friends, right? Well, make yourself useful then, and cook me some damn food, and lots of it. Got it?" The young girl is left slightly bemused by the strange request. Never would she have expected an intruder to have arrived just to eat, but she reluctantly responds, Of course, whatever you want." Some time then passes and the girl indeed cooks an array of dishes, as Vegito tucks into a bowl of what looks like ramen. The look of joy in his face is so palpable, we can only be reminded of the old Goku. This is amazing! You're even better than Chi-Chi. I gotta come here more often for grub. But meanwhile, the girl not responding to the compliment notices out of the corner of her eye a familiar object. Right next to Vegito, she notices the iconic angel staff held by not only Sour, but of course Whis too. With intrigue, she immediately inquires, "Oh my, is that not an angel staff? Is that who you are? Some kind of candidate to become an angel? That must be it. That's why you're so strong. We're so sorry, we didn't know. Please, free my sisters and we will humbly apologize. Lord Helise will kill us if she finds out we disrespected an angel." Vegito, with his mouth full, now chewing slightly slower as he senses the situation shifting slightly, looks at the young girl and thinks, a candidate to become an angel? She probably means like mirrors. I guess that could work. Then continuing, yeah, something like that. I'm an angel, alright. A real saint. But as for your sisters, they'll be free once I leave. Somehow, I don't think they'll be in the apologizing mood. And just so you know, I don't think Lord Halise will be back anytime soon, so you're good on that front too. Despite hearing this though, the girl's demeanor still changes as she grabs herself, feeling a bone-chilling breeze, and looks down sadly replying, "Oh, well I hope she's okay. She's never this late. It's starting to worry me. I don't know if you've heard, but there's a lunatic god killer on the loose. Rumor has it, he's from the demon realm and managed to escape somehow. He's targeting both gods and angels, so candidate or not, you need to keep a watch out. We've been training just in case he came for us too." Vegito, finding this response amusing, closes his eyes with a cocky smirk saying, "Oh really? Yeah, I might have heard something about that. But you know, if he's after only the gods, you kids really just need to relax. He has no business with mortals. From the rumors I've heard, of course." Huh? But for a moment, the young girl is inexplicably left surprised, before responding, "Mortals? I mean, yeah, we've heard it seems this demon only goes after the gods of destruction and their angels, so far. But Lord Halise is our mother, so technically, me and my three sisters are gods too. Lara over there is even supposed to take over as god of destruction once mother steps down." What? Hearing this, Vegito's face suddenly goes wide-eyed as his mouth opens in shock, staring down as he thinks, wait a minute, these four are gods! The children of Halise, a god of destruction, just like my children. In the background, thinking of the faces of his 4 children, who were all erased, never to be seen again at the hands of Halise and her fellow gods. Vegito, in reaction to this, immediately stands up, grabbing his staff, not uttering a word, as if he's come to a conclusion internally that does not need to be said. Callously walking past the girl, who then questions, "Wait, you're done already? You haven't even got to dessert yet." But Vegito continues his walk, now reaching the entrance that he blasted through from before she calls out, "Hey, wait a second!" Soon then seeing the girl strangely running towards Vegito, continuing, "Hold on, don't go just yet, I have something to tell you." Soon from behind, the girl manages to grab onto Vegito's swaying hand, without any fear in her heart. As Vegito turns around and she looks up to him, there's a big smile on her face, completely calm, as if she's grown to trust Vegito after their brief conversation. Adorably, she then lets out, "Whoever you are, mister, I just wanted to say, it was really nice to meet and speak to you. It's not often we get visitors. In fact, this is the first time I've ever seen anyone other than Lady Halise or her angel. I knew you weren't going to stay forever, but I really do hope you enjoyed my cooking, because I really enjoyed making it for you." Before then reaching out her hand for a handshake. And surprisingly, Vegito reciprocates as their hands meet, and at first he continues to remain silent mysteriously until soon a smirk forms across Vegito's face, and he lets out, "No problem, kid. It was nice to meet you too. You're a good cook. I hope one day we can meet again and I can enjoy more of that ramen. I'll be off now, and when I leave, your sisters will finally be free. Do me a favor and tell them sorry for me. And with that said, with the wind blowing behind him, Vegito then walks out of the pyramid, saying his final goodbye while the girl waits behind. And with himself now fully fed and re-energized, Vegito continues his quest to annihilate all the gods that forsaked him. And he calls into the staff, "Take me to the next god!" And just like that, Ultra Vegito vanishes to his next divine victim. The young girl, meanwhile, looks on from below with an infatuated smile and says, "Wow, what a handsome man. No wonder Mother told us to stay away from mortal men. I better go clean up before she gets back. I wonder why he said she'd be away a while." Regardless though, she turns her back after bidding farewell and begins walking back to the food pantry. She eventually reaches where Vegito had just been eating, attempting to clear away the mess and empty bowls he left behind. When suddenly, she realizes there is a mysterious shining ball left next to Vegito's ramen. She thinks to herself, "Huh? Did he leave a gift behind for me maybe?" But soon, the ball begins to shine brightly, completely illuminating the room, and in her final moments, the young girl realizes what the ball truly is. Fruitlessly finally yelling, "Wait, what? No! No!" And from the outside, we witness the sudden and cataclysmic destruction of the pyramid that housed the little girl and her 3 sisters, all now dead, adding 4 more gods to Vegito's kill count.
L is for lovers who love one another. A is for ass, of which I like to eat. U is for you're the only one for me. G is for the only gamer I see. H is for happy, I always feel it. When you put it together, what do you get?